Jayson, what's been the challenge in this series specifically, getting your shot off and kind of finding the spots you want to get to on the floor?
The challenge, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a challenge. I obviously wish I would make more shots, but been in the league long enough that sometimes you just don't make them. You just got to still continue to take the right shots. And it'll even out, but not really getting caught up on that. I know how to score the ball.
I was going to ask how you're kind of processing that, especially, on the whole in the postseason, some of the shooting struggles you're going through. And is anything kind of limiting you physically at all?
No. It's as simple as, sometimes you don't shoot the ball as well as you would like. But, you play enough basketball, the law averages. It'll equal out eventually. But in the meantime, find a way to win. Find a way to impact the game in other ways. Scoring is, kind of like the least of my worries.
Abby. Yeah, Jayson, along those lines, defensively, what broke down and how were they able to get inside?
They shot the ball a lot better today than they did last game. Some of our, communication was a little off in that second half, something we got to be better at. Limit them to one shot, and they hit some tough shots. It's part of it there. Good basketball team, good players. They're gonna make some shots.
Do you feel like it was their defense that took you guys out of your offense? Or was it execution?
I don't think so. I think our spacing, right? We didn't have the right spacing enough on enough possessions. I think when we did attack the rim collectively as a group, we could have. It's a lot of kick-out opportunities we missed, and then 41% from the field and 22% from the three. We just didn't make shots. So make a mislead.
When you're making those reads, those rim reads, is it a matter of like you see a matchup in front of you? Do you get maybe too focused on the matchup where you're not seeing those kickouts, or like what's going on there when you talk about the spacing and missing those reads, missing those kickouts?
I think comes back to communication, right? We have a matchup that we like. It's on all of us to get to the right spacing where we're supposed to be, and we know exactly where we're supposed to be. It's not necessarily. I'm not really watching the defender in front of me, right? I'm seeing who's helping, who's going to come meet me at the rim. So I'm always reading the defenders behind the guy that's guarding me.
And do the misses kind of like bleed over into the other end? Like you just read off the numbers, but you were, I think, 11% from three in the second half where they started to pull away. Did those misses kind of like lead to more miscommunications on the other end where they're able to pile up runs?
I think in the aspect of it's easier to play when you don't have to take the ball out. So we're not hitting shots. They getting the ball out and running in transition. It kind of opens things up for them. When you make shots, they got to take the ball out. Just naturally, it forces a team to play slower. So to answer your question, it does play a part when you're not hitting shots and they leaking out or they pushing the ball in transition. Makes it a little tougher.
Jayson, looking ahead to Game 3, obviously the same situation as the Miami series, tied at a game apiece. Do you view it as being pretty much the same, or is there more of a concern given the margin tonight, Kristaps being out? What's your mindset?
That series is behind us, so I'm not thinking about that at all. And, they all count the same, whether we lost by 3 or lost by 25. They all count as one. So get this one behind us and watch film and be ready for Saturday.
Jayson, mentally, how do you guys respond? I mean, they embarrassed you. I mean, they won by 28 on your home floor. This is like it was, you know, if you lose at the buzzer, maybe you guys feel a little different. But how do you kind of respond from a thumping like this and then mentally knowing that now, tomorrow, the talk is about all your flaws, the team's flaws, that's going to be the narrative, and go into a kind of a raucous environment in Cleveland?
Just get ready for Saturday. Nobody was in there defeated or deflated. I mean, you never want to lose, especially in the playoffs. A lot of things we can learn from, and we get it, right? The world thinks we're never supposed to lose. We're supposed to win every game by 25. And it's not going to be like that all the time. So, you know, we don't expect it to be easy. It's a good team we playing. It's the second round of the playoffs. So it's just going to be fun the rest of the series, and especially come Saturday. But, you know, we've bounced back plenty of times. We lost, 16 games this year? So I would like to think that we respond pretty well the few times that we did lose.
Has your guys' success this year spoiled, you think, fans, people around you, to think that you're supposed to win every game?
I mean, that's the narrative that you might see on TV. The idea that we have a super team. It's twofold, right? We didn't have the Coach of the Year. We didn't have the MVP. We only had 2 All-Stars. So they say we're a super team, but, you know, we didn't get rewarded like we are. But, you know we got a good team. We're not perfect. We play the right way more often than not. And we know we got to be better. But, you know, for, I guess, saying people that are spoiled from our success, you know, we don't pay attention to those things. We just go out there and control what we can't control.
Last question to Jared.
Mitchell's been cooking in this series, and he's playing kind of very free, open space. You're kind of fighting tooth and nail, like really trying to go at Strus, trying to find what you can. How does it feel for you when you see like another star who's kind of playing in his comfort zone, playing in his flow, being able to score at will while you're fighting for it?
How does that make me feel?
I guess when you see him like get a basket like going straight through you, then you come down the other end. How does that motivate you to try to find a way to score?
I mean, I don't get into the one-on-one matchup, trying to outscore, you know, the other team's best player. Just trying to focus on winning the championship. In the middle of the game, I'm not worried about individual matchups. I understand, you know, I really just focus on the game plan that we are trying to execute. I understand the other teams are not just gonna let me, it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be a fight, and part of my job is figuring that out, you know, how to contribute in every way. And it's a process. It's not supposed to be easy, but that's the fun part about it. So it doesn't cross my mind of, you know, trying to battle with somebody else's, you know, what can I do to impact this game for us to win, you know, on the team level.